coming off with video number 2 about range of motion. The best thing you can do for your exercise is to go for the biggest, deepest, broadest range of motion you possibly can with your exercises. But I know a lot of people are uneasy about that. They're like, no, I'll hurt my knees, I'll hurt my elbows, my shoulders, blah, 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 this sort of thing. The thing is, our integrity of our joints is something that is like every aspect of our fitness. We are building it in the specific adaptation to what we are actually doing. So if you're squatting down only yo far, yes, you're saying to your joints, be strong. So if this is my hips and I'm doing this much, I'm telling my muscles and my joints to be capable and strong in this range of motion. And if I do this, a bigger range of motion, all of a sudden my muscles and my joints and everything are going, ah! I have no idea how to handle this. I don't have the strength. I don't have the ability to handle the tension on the tissues and everything. So what ends up happening with a lot of people is they use a shorter range of motion because they think this is safer. And if for one reason someone says, no, bigger range of motion, like I did in the last video, and they're like, okay, big range of motion, and they hurt themselves, they're like, oh, I knew it. Big range of motion is going to be bad for my knees. I can't go that low, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. A lot of times, too, what ends up happening, especially in the weightlifting world, is, like I mentioned in the last video, muscles work harder with a bigger range of motion, aka you can't lift as much weight. So what ends up happening is people shorten their range of motion in order to lift more weight. It's not always a conscious thing. Sometimes they're subconsciously doing it. They add a few more pounds to the bar each week, and they think they're getting stronger, but their range of motion is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Before long, you've got 500 pounds on the barbell, and you're like, squats! And that's about it. So what ends up happening is we've got a lot of weight, a lot of stress on that joint, a lot of stress on that muscle and everything, which we think that's the best way to get stronger. And we're like, okay, and the thing that really kind of screws us over is like, this is where our mind thinks we should go. And as we're conditioning our body, we're like, okay, I'm good in this range of motion, but what happens if, for whatever reason, one day you go a little too far? All of a sudden, you've got a crap ton of weight going in a range of motion your body simply cannot handle, boom, and bad things start happening. That's exactly how I ruined almost, my shoulders, my joints, almost every injury I had was due to this thing. So again, I always emphasize, technical progression is how you actually get in shape. Not weight, not reps or anything, technical progression, and the best way to do that is go for the biggest range of motion you possibly can with every single exercise, and then stick to that as well as possible. Now, if you're used to a shorter range of motion and you're doing a big range of motion for the first few times, go ridiculously light, low repetition, nice and easy, and support yourself, because your joints may not be ready for this. Your elbows, your shoulders, and everything like that. But they will get stronger, and they will become much more bulletproof, and they will be healthier for this. Thoughts down below. Till then, be fit, live free.